Asia, China, Middle East, and Africa. So, siya po ang nag-sponsored ng voyage ni Zheng He, which is yan po, the voyages of Admiral Zheng He, na pumunta siya sa iba't ibang mga lugar. Then, China experienced a commercial boom, producing silk, porcelain, and tea for exports. So, nagkaroon daw ng commercial boom ng China, which is naging mabenta yung mga produkto na ginagawa nila sa, and later on is nag-export na sila sa mga iba't ibang lugar. So, the Maritime Silk Road thrived through sea trade with Asia, Africa, and Middle East. So, dahil nga po dun sa sponsor niya na nun is nagkaroon ng Maritime Silk Road. Kumbaga, hindi na lang sila naglalakad through mga camels, kundi gumagamit na rin sila ng mga bangka para makipagpalitan sa mga bansa sa Asia, Africa, at Middle East. So, the use of silver currency. So, increase. So, nag-increase yung paggamit ng silver currency, linking China to global trade, especially with Spain and Americans. Agriculture productivity rose with irrigation and new crops like sweet potato. So, may mga bago daw na agriculture productivity. Kagaya ng mga bago na namang mga paraan ng pagpapatubig and mga bagong pananim kagaya ng kamote. So, flourishing of arts, literature, and philosophy, porcelain and landscape painting reached new heights. Kagaya po dito na yung blue and white porcelain becomes world famous. So, ito po yung example. Naging world famous daw po yung mga gantong types ng porcelain, yung blue and white. So, the growth of printing and book production spread literacy and education. Architecture thrived, highlighted by the Temple of Heaven and Imperial Palaces. So, dito din daw po is nag-thrive yung mga architecture design. Based dun sa mga pagkakadesign nyo ng mga templo at mga palasyo. So, ito po is isa sa mga example. And later emperors becomes isolated and dependent on eunuch or yung mga tao na nagsisilbi sa kanila, leading to corruption, natural disasters, famine, and peasants uprising weaken control. Gaya nga po nung kanina is nakita na naman natin dito yung cycle ng mandate of heaven. Nagkaroon na naman ng corruption, nag-lead sa mga natural disasters, pagkagutom at pag-uprising. And heavy taxes and military costs strained the economy. In 1644, the Manchus invaded Beijing, establishing the Qing dynasty, ending the Ming rule. So, yun na nga. Dahil sa nagkaroon na naman ng uprising is napalitan na naman or natapos na naman yung dynasty at napalitan ng panibago. And ito na nga ang pumalit, yung Qing dynasty. So, the Qing dynasty was founded by the Manchus from northern China. After the fall of Ming, it became one of the largest and most powerful empires in the world, known for its early prosperity, cultural brilliance, and eventual struggle with modernization and foreign powers. So, the Qing dynasty early ruled, founded by Emperor Sunji, then strengthened under the Emperor Kangxi or Yongzheng and Qianlong, known as High Qing period. So they promoted the Confucian ideals and maintained stability through an efficient bureaucracy. Arts and literature flourished. China became a global hub for silk, porcelain, and tea trade. Agriculture thrived, so the population grew to over 300 million by the 18th century. Trade increased with Europe, especially tea, silk, and porcelain exports. Foreign merchants were limited to Canton or Guangzhou system, controlling outside influence. So, pinibigyan lang nila ng lugar kung saan pwedeng pumunta yung mga foreign merchants para malimitahan yung influence nila. So, strong class divisions, Manchus held top government roles while Han Chinese filled lower positions. So, kaya nga nung kanina is parang mas binibigay din nila yung mga matataas na posisyon dun sa mga katulad nila. Kagaya ng yung mga Manchus din, instead of giving it to other Chinese, na mas pinipil nila is yung mga lower positions na lang. So, the Kangxi Dictionary and Complete Library of the Four Treasuries were major literary projects. So, yung Kangxi Dictionary po is itong medyo may kakapalan, and yung Complete Library of the Four Treasuries were ay ito namang 4 na may iba't ibang kulay. So, advancement in painting, opera and porcelain, craft and rich international fame. So, ito po yung mga kaunahang mga invento na dictionary. So, continued Confucianism, education and civil service examinations. Architecture combined Manchu and Han Chinese styles as Beijing Summer Palace. So, as makikita, pag-search po tayo online, ang isa po sa example ng architecture during the Qing Dynasty is yung Beijing Summer Palace. So, the Qing Dynasty faced Western imperialism and internal unrest. So, Opium Wars weakened China and into unequal treaties. So, andyan din yung Taiping Rebellion and Boxer Rebellion devastated the empire. So, ito po yung Opium Wars. Then, ito po yung Taiping Rebellion. At yung lastly, yung Boxer Rebellion. So, attempts at reform and modernization like self-centering movement failed to stop decline. So, kahit anong gawin daw nila is hindi na nila mapigilan or hindi na nila mapigilan yung pag-decline ng dynasty na yun. So, the 1991-1911 revolution led by Sun Yat-sen overthrew the king and ended the 2,000 years of dynastic rule. So, dahil po sa revolution ni Sun Yat-sen is natapos na po ang pamumuno ng Qing Dynasty. At yun na rin po yung pinaka-huling dynasty na meron ang China. So, now let's move on naman po sa Chinese mythology. Chinese mythology.